first time joining me, please consider subscribing. That way you'll be notified of all of the uploads of my videos. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 natural solutions for menopause. That's right, 5 natural solutions for menopause. Of course, there are other solutions, other remedies that are available, but today I'm going to just take the time to focus on 5 of them. The first one I want to focus on is understanding that victory always begins in the mind. So you want to first consider what you've been thinking, saying, and doing based on what you've been taught by other women's experiences as they have gone through menopause. And if these thoughts and words and behaviors don't fit in with where you are now, then it's time for a change. It's time to consider other ways of being able to get through this time in a way that is very, very biologically healthy, and it should be a smooth transition. I believe that menopause should be a very smooth transition. It's not a disease. It's not an illness. It's actually a shift in your hormones. It's a hormonal shift. If you just think of it as a hormonal shift and begin to think about it in a way that is very conducive to being able to embrace this very special time in your life, I believe that you'll be able to get through this with a lot less symptoms, and you'll be able to get through it with more elevated thinking about this hormonal shift. So again, the first natural solution would be to focus in on what you're thinking, what you're saying, and what you're doing based on what you believe was the right thing to do for this time in your life, based on what other women experienced. And even though you're doing all that you know to do, you still have these symptoms, and perhaps you're having mood swings and hot flashes and not able to sleep at night and very impatient and other not as much energy and not able to really keep the weight off and so many other symptoms that you may be experiencing. I want to just suggest to you that it first begins in the mind. So let's get there first. Let's get to the place where we believe that this is just a hormonal shift. It's natural, and that it's going to be a very smooth transition, and we're going to do everything that we know to do to make this a smooth transition. The second solution that I would have for you is to think of food as medicine. Think of your food as medicine. Think of what you're eating. If you've never really given much thought to what you eat, this is the perfect time to begin really focusing on the choices that you are making as it relates to what you're eating on a daily basis, because your food, what you eat, you are what you eat, and what you're eating is really affecting how you feel. So I would suggest to you that you begin to incorporate more fruits and vegetables. I personally believe that 7 to 9 servings per day is going to help you to maintain and or reach optimal health levels. So really increasing the amount of fruit and vegetables that you are consuming on a daily basis, especially vegetables that are known for balancing the estrogen, such as cabbage. You want to consider kale, green, dark, leafy vegetables should be a consideration for your meal planning, and just making sure that you're just having enough servings so that you're getting the nutrients that you need. And also being mindful that even if you're eating really well, if you're not digesting the food that you're eating, you are not getting the nutrients that are contained in those foods. So it's important that you really know that you are taking a very quality probiotic, which helps with digestion. It also helps with the healthy organisms that are found that are really contribute to our immune system health. So fruits, vegetables should be the majority, the highest percentage of foods that you're taking in, with the fruits being, with the vegetables being more than the fruits, and getting very well-balanced meals. That will help with maintaining an environment where you're not getting as much sugar, artificial sugars. You're not getting so many artificial foods. You're not getting so many chemicals that really affect the hormonal system. And so since you're going through a hormonal transition, you want to do all that you can to make sure that this hormonal system has what it needs to go through this transition in a very smooth way. So again, the first is it begins in the mind. Second is be mindful that we really are what we eat. And if we think of food really as being medicine because it's where we get our nourishment, and without the proper nutrients, we're not going to have the health that we need. And thirdly, I would suggest to you that if you know that you're not going to be able to get those number of servings in per day, then consider speaking with your physician about supplementation. Supplements, supplements, supplements. Supplementation for your nutrients, your vitamins, your minerals, supplementation for the digestive system, as I mentioned, the probiotics, thinking about adding mushrooms, eating those, cooking with those, or taking them in a supplement form. Mushrooms are very well studied. There are so many resources available to you for you to find out about the many benefits that they are discovering as it relates to mushroom supplementation, or as I said, cooking with the mushrooms and eating them. But if that's not something you're going to consider, then supplementation. So again, understanding that it's so important during this time that you are as nutritionally healthy and balanced as possible, and you're going to get those nutrients from your foods. And if you're not going to get those from your foods, supplementation, combination is a consideration for you as well. You also want to be mindful to keep moving. I know I've shared this so many times on other videos, but really to keep moving, especially at this time, exercise, stretching, muscle retention. You want to make sure that you continue to move, walking, as I said, doing some type of mindful movement. Just something that you know that you will stick to, that you know will incorporate all parts of your being, that you know that will help you to feel better, to reduce stress. You select something that will work for you, something that you know that you will continue to do, and just don't stop moving. Don't stop moving. Don't stop moving. I've shared before, the lymphatic system really counts on you moving. So in order for this lymphatic system to do what it does, you really need to keep moving. Number 5, lastly, we're there already. You want to I know that sometimes it's difficult to sleep, especially if you're having night sweats, or if you're having any type of difficulty sleeping. I understand that it may be difficult, but do all that you can do to get as much sleep as possible, and consider some stress reduction techniques, some ways for you to relax. Reading a good book. Of course, you know that me being in ministry, the best book I can recommend is the Bible, but other books, reading lifestyle books, just taking the time to read, to learn something new that helps to keep that brain of ours motivated and inspired, and looking forward to learning new things. So reading, taking time to do things that you enjoy. As I've shared before in other videos, spending time with those that you love, nurturing those relationships that are very important to you, taking relaxation baths, soaking in essential oils, soaking in Epsom salts, taking the time to just relax, listening to relaxation music, taking time for yourself. Set up a place in your home, if possible, where you can go for some time. Prayerfully, you would have at least 20 minutes, where you could just take some time to balance, to find some peace, to get centered, to focus on gratitude, to have some joy, to understand that this too shall pass, and that it is a very good time in your life. It's a hormonal transition, but the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. I always share with people, I'm not telling you something I read in a book. I may have read it, but I prefer to share with you things that I've experienced. Once I read it, I want to experience it for myself. That way I feel comfortable sharing these types of tips with you. So the best is yet to come. Embrace this time of transition. Embrace this time of your hormonal shift. Look at it from a different standpoint. Don't expect that you'll have all of the symptoms, because I found what you expect and what you focus on is what you're going to attract to you. So if you're focusing on the symptoms, because once again, maybe you've heard what other women in your family or other women that you know have gone through, if you just keep focusing on those types of symptoms, you're going to attract those types of symptoms. But if you make up in your mind that this is a normal, natural, biological process, and that you're going to embrace it because you're looking forward to the best of the remainder of your years, believing that the best is yet to come, then I believe that you'll go through this transition in a way that focuses on you becoming better and better. So thank you once again for taking the time to listen to me. I hope again that you'll subscribe, share this, and there's so many other solutions that are available. Send me an email.